Hello everyone and welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. In the last episode we got the remaining moons that we could get in the moon. That's a confusing one. This episode we will finally be properly exploring the Mushroom Kingdom. We'll actually be spending a couple of episodes here because it's massive, it turns out, even excluding, Toadette's stuff. So to start with, we are going to, there's 100 purplums here, it's a big old kingdom. So we're going to learn a new concept called Jamming Toad, and he's going to teach us something interesting. If you talk to him, he says, "Hello! I'm travelling all over in search of different kinds of music. I wonder if you might know some music that fits a certain theme. The theme is flat and blocky classic. If you've got that one, let me hear it." And this is introducing the thing, the music record, and jukebox, I suppose you would call it, yes. Here you can choose any music you've listened to, and you can play it. And he wants a flat and blocky classic. That is, in fact, this piece, number 72. It's crap, but there we go. It's the inside, like the Tostarena ruins in 8-bit. But yes, this is what he wanted to hear, and he will reward us with a moon/star for our efforts. And we'll see him around the place. And the interesting thing is, he says, yeah, you can play music at any time. This music will now just play, and we can replace it with anything. And actually, since there's not music kicking around in the Mushroom Kingdom anyway, I will put some on. Some music we actually haven't heard much at all, even. So this is Steam Garden's Sherm. That's really, really catchy version of the Steam Garden's music that we haven't heard much before, so I'll let that play while we explore around here. So, over here we have... It's so cool, it's got that juicy kind of guitar bit to it, I love it. We have this guy here. I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. It's you. Remember when we met in the Sand Kingdom? I love this place. Gentle, peaceful, makes me want to settle down. Or at least, give you this. And we get a tourist in the Mushroom Kingdom. He's nearly done, but not quite. Driver, good job. Got one more place to go. Back home. Take me to the Sand Kingdom. Not too, friend. I'll get you home just as soon as I can. I'll load up on antifreeze first. But yeah, he will be back in the Sand Kingdom. We will deal with that in a bit. For now, if we go on top of the shop, we meet everybody's favourite, except I can't get to him. There we go.
Great to be back home again, but after my long trip, I'm tired of seeing things here from a new point of view.
I don't know where I got tired from. I said I'm tired of seeing things. He's not tired. He's actually very much up for it.
I'll never hang up my adventuring hat, but for now I'm glad to be back. Here, one more power move for you.
Oh, my throat. That's actually not the last we'll see of him as well. He's hiding in one more place, that sneaky little bastard, but... I absolutely read that as many kingdom, much possibility. I accidentally, doged it in my head. Anyway, with that, what I want to do is something we haven't done for quite some time, which is if we head inside the shop. From the gold counter, oh, they've got some new product in. I think that'll be, the metal hat, the gold Mario hat, which wasn't there before. And I think we've nearly unlocked everything. Yeah. We will certainly by the end, next time we juice up the Odyssey, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we've got the gold Mario hat. The gold Mario body looks much cooler. The hat is just a gold hat, and it's quite expensive, quite frankly. But what I wanted to show was I'm going to buy a life up heart and give myself 6 instead of 3. You'll see why. Now, out here we have a Nintendog. Where's he gone? There he is. So, we follow this Nintendog for a bit. And we get a star there. Yeah, this version of the Wooded Kingdom music literally only plays while you are being attacked by Sherms, which is very rare, so there we go. Here we have, I think, our final warp painting of the traditional warp paintings. By the end of this episode, you'll understand what I mean by the concept of non-traditional warp paintings, but this one takes us to the Snow Kingdom, which gets us a checkpoint, which we know is an achievement, a chest, which we know is an achievement, and a moon, which is a moon, but there's secret path to Shiveria. So, let's head back to the Mushroom Kingdom. Hello, painting. Hello, painting. There we go. And you'll notice the music has stopped. We'll have to choose something else to go on, I think, because yeah, there's no mushroom in the music. There's no music in the background of the Mushroom Kingdom. There we go. Let's go for... We'll start with this one for now, even though this one is a bit mad after a while, but there we go. If we head along this rock and we can get 3 coins here, as you can see, there are nothing's terribly well hidden here, so we don't have to... It's not as bad as it seems with 100 purplums. They're all kind of out and about. This tail here is glowing. This tree has a weird little raccoon butt, and indeed it produces a star, which is great. Then you'll notice there's sheep around. Keep track of them. There's one there. There's 6 in total we need to kind of get eyes on, but I don't want to actually start gathering them right yet. 3 purplums from bouncing on that mushroom, and then if we follow the river, then we get another 3 here. So there is this Dory pond now down here. Ooh, note as well over there, I'm just drawing attention to things that we'll be using later. There is a seed, remember that. There's a lot of seeds around this place as well. What we need to do down here is go onto this waterfall, and if we walk off the edge, that's how you get these, by the way. You can shimmy along and get them. They were in the Sand Kingdom, and I killed myself to get them, and then realised you didn't actually necessarily have to do that. Now, we've got one of these towers here, and there's a fair few of these around, and we'll be dealing with them quite a lot as well. But we'll see behind it, which will just make life a little bit easier, there is a seed with a seed planting point. Brilliant. Oh, that was weird. I kind of got on it before it was actually there. So with the seed up, what we actually want to do is spin the camera around the other way, but nope, camera's stuck that way. Cool. Fine, I actually need to see this jump I'm about to make. Cool, I guess we'll jump that way then. Oh, I fucked it. Yep. That's what happens when you don't get camera control. Let's head back up. Now from up here, yeah, now we can hop down onto the top of the tower and grab ourselves another 3 purplums. Come on. See, we've already got 22. We're nearly a quarter of the way there anyway. Now, towers. As you can see, it's a picture of Cookatiel. You gotta love the old retro references. We will, over the course of the next couple of episodes, be matching against every boss fight. And they all have a little quirk to them. The main difference with this one is that there are these spikes around, which just means you have to dodge a little bit more on the ground. Other than this, it fights exactly the same. I've already shown you Cookatiel, it's just a lot of waiting around for a chance to strike, so unless anything particularly hilarious happens, I won't be showing these boss fights in their entirety. I'll just be pointing out kind of what makes them different compared to the traditional way of fighting them. And this, by the way, is why I got the extra life thing, because it's actually really useful, because I'm just going to be doing a lot of boss fights. Cool, see you on the other side. And with that, there we go, 3rd hit. Let's claim our reward. Indeed, these are multi-moons for doing these. It's slightly irritating to me that they're multi-moons and not multi-stars, and indeed you'll have seen on the visualizer they come up as moons, which is mildly annoying, but there we go. With that done, let's head back to the Dory Pond outside. So here's a concept upcoming now that we get used to it. We will be seeing it in literally every kingdom. There's this guy here. Oh, that's a weird one. Oh, I can look around but not past him. We're the roving racers. We rove the globe, racing in every kingdom that we can get to. Want to race, bro? You'll get a prize if you win. So this is Koopa Freerunning. Race us to the goal and get there first. There's a bright beacon at the finish line. Got it? Then let's go. So this should be relatively straightforward for one major reason. This place is absolutely littered with these speed flowers. Oh, did exactly the same as the red one. I was already laughing because I didn't have my hands in the crab fashion properly. Which you will need for the harder variant of this. I'm having a rough one. God. Right, let's... I think their routes aren't necessarily, like, random. They do actually, like, seem to respond to shit sometimes. Ooh, money. Well, not enough money. He's gonna beat me up there. Nope, I'm gonna have to try that again. Well, if you don't make it, he just gives you a few coins and we can try again. There we go, now we're cooking on gas. So we will beat them quite soundly for a time. It's 27 seconds last time, we got 15 this time. Much better, and it does a happier jingle, which is always a good sign. So for our help, he gives us a Bower Moon. Help, the opposite of help, for our skill, I suppose. Mushroom Kingdom Regular Cup. And of course, Regular Cup implies the existence of a new one. There is the Master Cup now, where they throw in a much harder competitor for you. This one you have to be pretty good on generally. So all of them will have, every kingdom now has Koopa Freerunning, and they'll have a Regular Cup and a Master Cup. Though we haven't actually unlocked the Master Cups in any kingdom other than this one yet. Yeah, it's the golden boy there you want to watch out for. But again, use the speed flowers, hold your hands in the crab fashion, and you'll be fine. Future Doctor, put up a photo of my hands in the crab fashion so that people actually have a blind bit of clue what I mean. But it's the best way of basically when you need 3 fingers. Oh, almost exactly the same time as last time. I got 1569 last time, and that was 68. Don't know what time you need to beat on those, but there we go. So with that, we get a second moon for Mushroom Kingdom Master Cup, and there we go. Right, you'll probably have seen out of the corner of your eye, but there's a fair few coins here in the Dory Pond. There are indeed 3 on Dory's back. There are 3 over here. Oh, look at that movement. I've been preparing for a lot of kind of very cruel stuff we have upcoming with movement. So, well, we'll see how it goes. There's another 3 down here. These ones are some of the easier ones to miss in this kingdom. But my main business here is this pipe. Let's head over to it. Oh, no, it wasn't the sprint and the water button. That wasn't either. There we go. Time for another boss rematch this time. Rematch this time against Mollusk Lanceur. And this one's actually quite different. Because we're floating in the air in a rainstorm. So, the changes for this one should be obvious. First off, that there's no land. So if you lose your gushing, that's kind of it. But then the weird thing about it as well is because there's no land or anything like that, it's raining, and the rain constantly replenishes your water, so you actually just don't have to worry about water with him at all. But for this reason, because land is such a kind of tricksy bastard on this, what I would basically say is don't bother like trying to ground pound him, just use the gushing as your kind of way of damaging him. And as such, watch his height, because you can't, because there's no land to kind of like boost off, you can't get any higher than you currently are, so you need to make sure he is below you, and if he's not, you just need to dodge him until he is below you, really. Because there he came up, and now he's just on the same level as us, and we hold A all I want, I can't get above him, so you just gotta dodge his attacks and wait for him to come down again. So, I won't bother showing the rest of this. And there we go. And yeah, obviously, if you were to lose your gushing for any reason there, if you fall off the edge there, through the clouds, you do just die. So, let's cross off another multi-moon there, and actually, I think, did I take enough damage to lose my hearts? I think, yeah, I may have done. So I'm going to go back to the shop and replenish my 3 hearts, because there's going to be a lot of these rematch fights. I'm not kidding, there's a reason why I've called this episode the way I have. So, I will meet you back out at the Dory Pond. Again, keep saying that today. So, from here, we are going to head to the west. If you look at the map, there's Peach Castle in the middle. I'm basically going to work my way around there and do everything that can be done outside, which is almost everything in the kingdom. There's actually very little in the castle itself. So here's a corral. You know, I mentioned those sheep. Here's where you eventually bring them all. The issue with the sheep is that if you leave this main map for any reason, warping is fine, but if you go into like a secret area or one of the boss rematches, for example, then you lose any sheep you've got there. So we really have to do it all in one sitting, so I will kind of like do that in a bit. Here we have another tower, and you can pretty much guess what's going to be in there. But before going into it properly, I'm pleased actually with the amount of actual mushrooms in the Mushroom Kingdom. With that, we are up to 40 purplums, which is great, and we have another rematch this time with Knuckletech. So let's head in and see what's different. So, first off, you will notice Spooky Boys. Those kind of skeletons, like mummy things that weren't there before, are now here. But it's the same process of we need to get him stunned like that, then we take over his fist and slam into his face. The second difference we will see here is that he does this attack, so you need to basically keep on the move so the Spooky Boys don't trap you. He does this attack where he goes towards you. This is much faster than it was in the normal attack with him, and it leaves Spooky Boys in its trail as well. Other than that, the fight is the same. You can stun Spooky Boys, but you can't do anything about them, so just keep dodging shit, and I will again see you at the other side. And there we go. It is satisfying hitting him in the face with those things. So with that, well, if you can watch his death animation properly, I will just put the visualizer up now, cross off another one of the rematch multi-moons, and I will see you back outside. I've lost my special heart container, so I'm going to go and buy that back again. Spending so many coins, good lord. Unfortunately, we're about to earn a shit ton of coins through Balloon World stuff. One of the other handy things about the Mushroom Kingdom is there's scooters around for actually if you just want to quickly get around the place. It's quite cool. There's a few more things that I want to get here in the Purplum region. He says attempting to climb a tree very badly. Up in trees is always a good place to go. There is a little tunnel here that is a shortcut to actually somewhere we don't want to go yet. It's a shortcut to mushrooms. Well, though everything is mushrooms here, so I suppose that doesn't hugely count. But what we want to actually do here is head up and over here, and we have this kind of well. We have another sheep over there, remember that one. But this well leads to a, quite frankly, infuriating secret. Clever, but infuriating. So this is a twist on the retro wall concept. So if we go onto here, note the back moves. You only remain in the retro fashion if you stay within that moving back. If there's no retro back, you'll just fall forwards out the wall. That will just straight up kill you here. And as you can see if I tilt the camera, this area is big, and it's got a bugger of a secret move to get right here as well, and I've pissed up the camera as well. So, there's bullet bills, which obviously then turn 2D, and that's a real narrow bit to get through, and I've not moved fast enough. So, you can see the moon there. What we need to do is get a boost off one of these bullet bills. Come on, fire again, fire again. There we go! Ah, brilliant. Okay, that's a bit of a tricksy one, because it's just very time limited, and we want to make sure we get into this bit with more than enough time to go. Which we have done. Oop! It's just, there's so much going on here. I kind of... It's cool, but I also hate it, because it's really difficult, as you will see. Because we are not out of the woods yet, dear viewer. My goodness, no. At least we can rest for a little bit here. And now this bit, where it starts moving up. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm very pleased they really went to town with the retro wall concept and made quite a cool iteration of it, but quite frankly, this is going absurdly well, I'd like to point out. Now here you actually need to make sure you don't go over the top of it, which is a very real risk. Because if you go out the top, you're also fucked. Now it gets much worse. Because they flip gravity on you. And it gets all like, oh, what if Super Mario Galaxy was a 2D game? Cool concept. Really hard. Like, here I'm literally pressing right. Now I'm pressing up to actually, like, move around. These bits can be so difficult because it's just very hard to know. It's not very intuitive what directions are actually going to do to you, which is why I hit you. Oh, I've lost my bloody... Harken. Oh, shit ass! Yeah, see, I just timed something wrong, killed instantly. Right, let's get back there again, I guess. Right, let's try this again. At least this one's relatively easy to stay on because it doesn't have any spinning nonsense. We want to get over to that one on the right. But I might have to wait till the next cycle depending on where my fuzzies are. There we go, got it. And then we need to jump over these fuzzies. This pipe always fucks with me as well because I can never remember what direction I'm supposed to press to get into it. Is that up? Yes, it was up. There we go. Now I just need to make it to the end without dying. Which might be surprisingly challenging. Let's up and duck. Not there. Next cycle, I think. There we go. Oh, bugger! Oh, shit ass! Ugh, well, at least I didn't die, that's something. Ah! Right, I've got 2 lives this time. Well, 2 hits in me. Thank you for that warning, Balloon World. Oh, oh shit, I still got hit. God, I'm bad at this. There we go. Good lord. I will see you back outside, having once again recharged my special do. At least this time we've got no more enemies to fight until we're at the next rematch. You can see as well from looking at it just how big this fucking thing is. It's a real monster. Now from here, what we want to do is there is a pipe on here which takes us to a retro wall disguised. I really like the way they blend in the retro walls with like normal environments, and it's cool. This one here, we can do cheeky taking notes, which is nice and straightforward. But that's not all. Does another little ring around outside as well. And that's a nice, relatively straightforward one. And with that, we get a star. Wonderful. I mean, okay, the game never refers to them as stars. It just says that power moons in a different shape. It even says you got a moon, but it's clearly a star, but there we go. There are some purplums around here. There are 3 of them here. And then there are another 3 over there. And now we get into the area known as Goomba Woods. There we go. Now we get into the area known as Goomba Woods. So, note these kind of apples floating on the trees. They'll be a thing later on, next episode. But for now, we just kind of want to wrap up by, we'll go to here, and then if we go this way, I think. There we go. I literally walked right past it. There's just a massive seed here. We need this, and if we chuck it onto here, no surprise of what we're going to find up here. Another tower. This one, fortunately, we don't need to get on top of. It just has 3 purples around the back of it. And time for another showdown. This time with Torque Drift. So this one actually probably has the most significant changes, I think, of almost any of them in terms of what actually makes a difference to the gameplay. Because notice there are ring o' fires around the edge, which will become extremely relevant. So we'll only really see it when he actually starts doing his attack. I think, yeah, he'll target his laser here right from the first cycle, and when he fires it, he triggers the Ring o' Fires, which can be a bit of an interesting one. We just get away from them. But this is where the Ring o' Fires kind of come into their own. Rings o' Fire, I suppose. When he starts doing these attacks... Oh, shit, no, I need to actually fucking do damage to him, don't I? There we go. Now he does his retaliation. Because he does these ring attacks. And when they hit the Ring o' Fires, there's a lot going on, in short. And these ones particularly, they have the Ring o' Fires are vertical, so they also do this. You've got to very cleverly use an uproot in this, and I actually quite enjoy this one as a boss fight. But I'm aware it's not terribly exciting to watch, nor is there a great deal to talk about, so I will just see you at the end. And with that, we defeat Torque Drift. It just means it's a bit more to think about, and it's like, you know what, if you're gonna remix it, yeah, make it so it's not just the same fight again. It's a remix, but it doesn't make it that much more difficult. You just have to think a little bit more, but you played the entire game since you last fought Torque Drift, so that should be relatively straightforward. And on that note, we'll hold it there. Thank you everyone for watching, and hope you'll join me next time when we will be exploring the vast majority of the rest of the Mushroom Kingdom, at least outside. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.